Hello and welcome to Frank's School. Roger's feeling all lovey today. 108th day of the third year. Tomorrow you'll have the class vocabulary quiz. I've been doing two things every other day, but tomorrow will be your quiz. You've got 9 words to study. And the link for James Burke, I did put it on the descriptions now, and I'll try to remember to put it on in this description as well. I'm going to move on to his second episode. This is in The Day the Universe Changed, and the second episode is called In Light of the Above. Now, that, the above, in light of the above, that's a pun, I think. By the end of this show, I'll see, but he is always so tricky. The above can mean whatever's up there, you know, the light coming down from the sky. I suspect that that's going to be part of his show. But also the above means what just happened before. Something I use, I'm very fond of, kids thought it was funny, is ibid. Ibid means the same as above, what was on the page before or what was on the paragraph above. Well, the above would be episode 1. So you could understand that to mean, well, now this, what he's going to say now, is considering what he has just said. Well, he begins in Tunisia. And Tunisia is the modern-day city or country of Carthage, what was Carthage, and that's why he's really there. He wants to talk about, but he's always doing tricky things. You know, he starts with the street light and makes the point of law. He's one of the things about Burke is he's not only going along straight out. He's going along on a wide front of things that he's teaching. You know, our agreement to obey the law, and as shown by a streetlight. Well, so, but that's not really, though, his main point here. I did want to point out that he says patent. Americans say patent or patent. We would probably go whoops, patent. That's probably what we would say. Patent, patent. A glottal stop there. Anyway, he's British, and his accent is different from the American ones. Probably easier for a lot of the world, but for American students, they would no doubt notice some things like that. And he explains about liberal arts. He'll come back to that. Where I went to school, I had a liberal arts education. Never knew exactly what that meant. I think of it as humanities now, but he'll explain. And St. Augustine. St. Augustine is one of his major subjects here for a while. He then goes to monasteries when the Roman Empire collapsed sometime before 500 AD and went into what's called the Dark Ages. And he uses the term dropout. You know, learning was kept alive to some extent in these monasteries. But he calls them in dropout mode. Well, dropout, that's a term from the 60s and 70s, dropout. And it's something that I've been accused of that, actually, of having dropped out. And I don't know, you know, maybe that's true. I mean, if you don't like things, maybe drop out is right. Come on, Roger, I forgive you. Anyway, dropout, that was, hippies were accused of that back around that time. Anyway, so he's picking up that term from then. All right, he's going to go in the Dark Ages up through Charlemagne. Wait, he really nailed me. Into the Dark Ages, up through Charlemagne, and Aachen is a city in Germany. And I would ask you to stop at that point, 11th minute, 53 second. We could go faster. You could go faster, and some of you may want to, but I'm still trying to think in terms of, well, how much could you fit comfortably in a class period in a public school, say? You're going to come back, Roger? See the damage you've done. And I think between what I show and then what a teacher might want to pause and discuss, or whatever else was doing, that would be a good place to stop. See what you did? All right, still a little bit more I want to say. I don't want to dwell too long on Burke's style, because it's just, I've already suggested that it's so interesting and fun that it could be considered to be distracting. But he'll use a word, the words he's speaking, and the images that you see, he puts them together. He does that all the time. There's probably 10 examples of it. If you wanted to, as a classroom teacher, you could let the kids quietly raise their hand when they noticed that he had just done that. That might be a good way of doing it, so you didn't have to actually stop and discuss it. Or just have some mark like, whoop, right there it was. When he says hack, the guy's hacking. So there's Burke's style. And then finally, the thing I wanted to say is, although the Dark Ages are supposed, learning was stopped or was almost gone, the craftsmanship was still there. I don't know. I'm not sure he's going to say that. And also, maybe that's one of those differences about my view of things. When I travel in Europe, I call it D.O., Details of Lugo, Spain. Details of, I look at details. And so behind him, I look at those stone arches. We get to Aachen and that cathedral. I mean, the craftsmanship in stone, as an example, is simply dazzling. Those craftsmen were so good. And so there's more than one kind of knowledge. That's something I'll probably go on to more. I guess I'm just touching on it now. But there's sort of academic knowledge, and there's hands-on knowledge. And boy, I again and again, I become so impressed. Not only the art. I mean, artists are different. I'm talking about skilled craftsmen. It took skilled craftsmen to build that monastery where he is standing. All right. Well, by tomorrow, maybe I will have healed. And Roger, are you happy now that you've injured me? Okay, and so we'll see you next time. Bye for now.